This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Police identify man shot dead in Westmoreland operation, firearm seized. The Westmoreland police are reporting that a firearm was seized from a man who was fatally shot during an early morning operation in Vietnam District White House on Friday. The news understands that the operation was carried out by police personnel from the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Division. The deceased man has been identified as 20-year-old Anthony Fraser, otherwise called Grandspan or Papa from the community. Reports are that while conducting the operation at a residence occupied by Fraser, members of the CTOC team had to force open the front door to the 3-apartment boardhouse after the occupant failed to open the door. It is reported that when cops finally breached the residence, Fraser pointed a firearm in the direction of one of the lawmen. The officer took evasive action and discharged 6 rounds from his Glock service pistol. Fraser collapsed, reportedly clutching the firearm in his right hand. The weapon, a .45 pistol with a magazine containing 6 rounds, was seized, the police said. Fraser, suffering from gunshot wounds to his chest, was transported to the Savannah Lamar Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. MP Rhoda Crawford escapes a serious injury in 2-vehicle Manchester crash. Member of Parliament for Manchester Central Rhoda Crawford is among 6 people who narrowly escaped a serious injury in a 2-vehicle crash a short while ago in Manchester. Crawford, who is a member of the governing Jamaica Labour Party, told the news that she was driving on the Knockpatrick Main Road in her constituency when the crash happened. Preliminary reports are that the first-term MP and 5 of her relatives were traveling in a Toyota Voxy van when the vehicle collided with a Toyota Tacoma pickup truck. Crawford and the driver of the pickup sustained minor injuries. There were no reports of injuries among Crawford's relatives. 2 years ago, on September 3, Crawford defeated the People's National Party's Peter Bunting in the general election. Pedal cyclist shot but escapes a gunman attack. A pedal cyclist may have saved his life when he continued to ride away from a gunman despite being shot. Police said that had the man not continued riding, despite the efforts of the gunman to bring him down during the attack on the Palmer's Cross Main Road in Clarendon on Thursday night, he might not have been alive today. The injured man, a construction worker from the parish, has since been admitted to hospital. No motive has been established for the attack. Police reports said about 8 p.m., the man had just left a bar at a Red Road in the parish where he was drinking with friends. While riding his bicycle along the Palmer's Cross Main Road, he was attacked by a man armed with a firearm who opened gunfire at him. Police said he was hit in his left thigh but continued riding his bicycle until he reached an area along Roswell Road where he fell. He was assisted by residents to the hospital. Children who witness parents beating and robbery traumatized, says children's advocate. Children's advocate Diane Gordon Harrison says she is grateful that the 2 children who witnessed their parents being robbed and beaten by gunmen were not hurt. The boys, ages 4 and 10 years, were forced to watch as gunmen viciously physically assaulted their mother and father before driving off in the couple's motorcar, leaving the family helpless on the side of the road. The incident occurred on a dirt road in Tollgate, Clarendon, several days ago. Gordon Harrison, while wishing the parents a speedy recovery, believed the boys were affected mentally. "I am thankful that there was no physical harm that the boys were subjected to. However, these boys have endured great mental anguish due to the traumatic experience they were exposed to, and this cannot be overlooked," Gordon Harrison said. She added, "At this time, it is critical that the entire family is supported as they try to process what they have endured." The children advocate also encouraged the family and any other families and the children who have endured traumatic experiences to contact the Safe Spot, a 24-hour child and teen helpline operated by her office. She said the helpline, which is free of cost, offers ongoing psychological support and general advice with regards to coping after traumatic experiences. Police had reported that the mother received several wounds to her head and hand, while the father got bruises to his lower abdomen and other sections of his body. Along with the car, a 2014 Toyota Probox, the gunmen also robbed a couple of their cell phones and other personal items. They were assisted by a passing motorist to the Mapen Hospital, where they were treated and released. A report was then made to the police. Lawmen found the stolen vehicle abandoned in the toll gate area. It was towed to the Fort Pat's police station and processed, the cops said. Clarendon mother desperate for return of missing 15-year-old son. Sharika Smith, the mother of 15-year-old Fogo Road High School student Tavon Patterson, is now desperately hoping for good news about her son, who has been missing since Thursday. Patterson, who lives in Thompsontown, Clarendon, was last seen about 6 a.m. on Thursday by his uncle. Smith told the news that she normally leaves her son in the care of her mother and her brother while she heads to work in Kingston, returning on the weekend. She said her son called her on Wednesday and asked if she was okay. She said she assured him that she was and told him she would see him on Sunday. The mother said around 1 p.m. on Thursday, she got a call from a private number with the caller asking her 3 questions. You know Jaim? Her son's nickname. Are you related to Jaim? You know where him at? And the person hung up, Smith recounted, noting that the call was disconnected before she could respond. Panicked, she said she immediately called her son's cell phone, but it went to voicemail. She said she then called home asking her relatives if they had seen her son. She said she was told by her brother that he saw him with a bag. Calls throughout the day to her son's cell phone were unsuccessful, leaving Smith even more worried. Smith said adding to the mystery surrounding his disappearance is the information her niece living in Chapelton gave her. She said he texted her in the morning that he was going to Summerfield and he would visit her on the way back, Smith informed, pointing out that her niece had no idea who he was going to see or what his trip was about. Right now I am devastated. I haven't eaten from Thursday. I can't think. If anyone sees him, please contact me, is her urgent plea. Smith, who spoke with the news from the Chapelton police station, said she is awaiting the arrival of her mother to give a statement. Smith says she remains hopeful. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of Tavon Patterson can contact his mother, Sharika Smith, at 876-343-7145. Man found guilty of murder of Westmoreland couple. A man was on Friday found guilty of the brutal 2019 murder of a Negril businessman and his Italian wife, who were tied up and shot during a robbery at their home in Westmoreland. The convict, Jermaine Levy, will be sentenced on September 26 in the Westmoreland Circuit Court on 2 counts of murder. The deceased couple, Osborne Richards, 49, and his 45-year-old wife, Patricia Richards, were murdered on November 29 at their West End home. It was reported that at approximately 12:35 a.m., assailants broke into the house and attacked the couple. When the police visited the location, the couple's blood-soaked bodies were found inside the ransacked house with their hands tied. The bodies also had multiple bullet wounds. Several items were missing from the house. Levy was nabbed after the killing following an investigation. He was subsequently charged. Businessman accused of molesting 9-year-old cousin freed. A 48-year-old businessman who was accused of molesting his 9-year-old cousin in 2017 broke down in tears after he was found not guilty of 2 counts of indecent assault on Wednesday. The St. Andrew entrepreneur was exonerated on Wednesday by Parish Judge Broderick Smith following a trial in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court. The evidence before the court was that the child was molested on 2 occasions in 2017 while she was at home where her older cousin also resides. The matter was reported in 2019 and the businessman was arrested and charged. During the trial, attorney-at-law Matthew Hyatt argued that his client had maintained his innocence from the outset. He told the court that the allegations were fabricated by the child and her mother as part of efforts to get his client out of the family home, which he shares with the child's mother. The businessman gave sworn evidence denying the allegations. He was freed of the charges after the judge found that there was a reasonable doubt in the Crown's case. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.